Successful. And we are back.
Oh, God. I'm not going to use Shameful Display on this one because of the fucking internet.
Yeah. Anyway,
about that.
As we were discussing.
All right. So let me reload. Okay. So next, no guns in the bedroom. This is the law in Connorsville, Wisconsin. That's against the law for a man to shoot off his gun while his partner is orgasming.
How do you enforce a law like that? Like, you have to literally catch them mid-coitus while he's shooting. Like, how do you... That kind of timing is impossible.
But that
I don't
would be
think blowing your load works that way.
Yeah, but then again, you think a law like that would make sense in Texas?
It would,
right?
Actually, I just realized something. Would it be fair? Would it be fair to say that that this is the law that probably happens when somebody wants to shoot him up one too many times?
Oh,
yeah.
Next, it's another Utah case because we had to have a case of a law in Utah that specifically states it is legal to that apparently bestiality is legal in Utah or something.
Oh my word!
But it's illegal if it's performed for profit.
Yeah.
So Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud cannot do their performative art.
Yep. We got one in your state, Aaron.
Oh, fucking Illinois!
You thought you were getting into this?
Now you know how it feels, bitch.
Nah, but it's only an oblong.
Yeah, in Oblong, Illinois, they made a law that it's illegal to go hunting or fishing on your wedding day.
Well, yeah, it actually makes sense because I think a lot of ladies are like saying, where the fuck is it? I'm supposed to get married today. It's like, did I get left in the altar? It's like, no, your husband decided to go deer hunting.
In Bozeman, Montana, this one's for you, Leon. It is illegal to have sex in your front yard after sundown. That's a little specific.
It is.
Again, you know somebody actually had to have done that for a law like that to be made.
Oh yeah.
And now this one I can understand its creation. In Anniston, Alabama, it is illegal for a woman to settle her tab with sex if she loses a game of pool.
Yeah, I could see some rather loose women try to pull that.
Yeah,
oh yeah, freaking trying to get out of a fucking yeah, that's a real funny way to welch off a bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think there's more too, because there's a next button.
No, the next button just talks about
just
the
to another article.
Girl Scout cookie.
Oh well, fuck! I hate when these kind of sites do that shit.
So next we have to talk about the dumbasses in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, I heard about this shit.
Does anybody have the "fuck you, Baltimore" button?
You know what? Hold on. I don't have the button, but hold on a second. I think it's time to play this. I think it's time
over a BB gun. Seriously?
Jeez,
you know what? Here we go. I'm gonna play this right now. Oh, hold on a second. Here we go.
Fuck you, Baltimore! If you're dumb enough to go to a baseball game this weekend, you're a big enough schmuck to come to Camden Yards! Home run! Defensive breakdown! Rebuild! If you think you're gonna see a win at Camden Yards, you can kiss my ass! It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker! You'll fall for this bullshit! Guaranteed! If you find some Nationals gear, shove it up your ugly ass! You heard us right! Shove Cover up your ugly ass. Bring your kids. Bring your wallet. Bring your wife. We'll fuck her. That's right. We'll fuck your wife. Because at Camden Yards, you fuck 30 to 3 every day. Get beat to hell at Camden Yards. Home of challenge hitting. That's right. Challenge hitting. How does it work? If you can take a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the face and not strike out, you get Chris Davis's job. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't fuck with us or he'll rip your nuts off. Only at Camden Yards. The only stadium that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, asshole. This event ends the minute you give us your soul. And it better not hit you. You're a dead motherfucker. Go to hell. Camden Yards, Baltimore's shittiest and exclusive home to the most useless fuckers in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
This whole thing. So I'm trying to figure out if this is probably as retarded as getting a tissy over someone biting a Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun.
Oh yeah, I think this beats it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, with the COOF, a lot of classes have been doing the whole virtual classes with all that, and this is not the first time we've talked about virtual classes. Now, fortunately, this is not me bashing Zoom for the umpteenth time. We'll probably be doing that again in the future, but not this week. No. What happened is one of the kids had a display of various Nerf weapons and a few BB guns. And it had apparently the father had extensive knowledge of guns, how to use them, and how to store them. His son, who owns BB guns, is a Boy Scout. And is in the pursuit of becoming an Eagle Scout, which means he had to learn how to shoot a BB gun and airsoft. And he's taken 3 levels of archery lessons. So he has,
Nice.
and as you can see right here, this is the trigger. This is the display, and apparently somebody got pissy and sent the police to do a search for weapons.
Oh God!
And just
Are you fucking kidding me?
You know, it's another dumbass anti-gun teacher. Another one of these dumbass motherfuckers.
if he had,
Got
if he had,
Elger, you were wrong. They were using Google Meet, not Zoom.
And let me
okay,
tell
okay, then they're smart. Then they're smarter than the rest.
Yeah.
but let me tell you this. This is another dumb. This dumb teacher, I bet you, would faint when she sees a goddamn super soaker.
But
Yeah.
Seriously.
apparently, the argument was that virtual meets count as much of a school, and he was bringing weapons to it. It's like it's a display in his
Bullshit.
fucking house.
Okay,
It's a display in his
Yeah.
room.
if he had one of the guns down and was messing with it, then I could have seen an argument being made. But they were just sitting on the back wall. I'm sorry. No, you can't expect people to rearrange their fucking house to cover up a couple of guns so that you don't have to see them, you fucking snowflakes.
Swear to God, getting triggered over a fucking BB gun.
And unsurprisingly, the family is suing the school.
Good.
Good, fuck them.
Again, this is where I say I'm in favor of some, but only reasonable gun control. If you are well trained and have no mental issues that are going to cause you to turn into a fucking psycho killer, by all means, have as many guns as you want. I don't give a fuck.
Also, as we can clearly see, when it comes, and here's the thing: the weapons that he had, they're all BBs. It's either BBs or airsoft. Nothing that would actually be lethal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure if someone gets hit enough with airsoft, but that's the reason the term less lethal exists.
Yes. Not guaranteed to kill, I think is the best way to put it.
Exactly.
Let's see. Now next we have a case of don't
Oh,
fuck with the
yes!
Chicago bus drivers.
Yes! I love this one. Remember that RT?
What the fuck?
Remember that incident back like 8 years ago in Cleveland when the RTA bus driver had to uppercut a thought?
Mm.
Okay, that's news to me.
This was a long time ago. But this beats it.
Yeah, apparently the guy was looking to pull a robbery, and the bus driver decided to have enough of that.
Yep.
And-
Yeah, enough of this. It's
His
like,
body
fuck
slammed him, but it
you!
was just reversed.
As someone who lives in Chicago, there is one and has intimate experience when it comes to CTA bus drivers. There's one thing you simply don't do. You do not fuck with CTA bus drivers. They will.
Clearly!
Yes.
Clearly!
Especially in the South Side. I bet you they put up with a lot of bullshit in the South Side. They will kick your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that goes
Also-
without saying after seeing that clip.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I said, if fucking Beetlejuice doesn't want to send the cops to stop all the fucking riots and the fucking looting and shit, you know what they do? Send in the fucking bus drivers. They'll clean that shit up within an hour.
Mm-hmm. Also, the best cop.
My God, King! No, God, they killed him! God is my witness! He is broken in half!
Now, a little addendum to this. You would think that that they'd be given accommodation for a handling fucking idiot, right? Nope.
Oh my God.
Apparently not.
Nope. It seems no good deed goes unpunished because both those two are suspended pending investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Because fucking Chicago.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a job in private security.
Especially since
Yeah,
that industry is going to be booming.
Yeah, reverse scoop slammed his ass. Oof.
Yep.
That's why when I saw the thing, I had to retweet it and say, "Oh, 911, I'd like to report a murder."
You're better, sir. You're better off call. The CTA lines that is the other number, sir.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's the problem we're calling because they're the ones that committed the murder.
but now, unfortunately, it's time, and we've got
It's that
1,
time!
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories to deal with. Because, ladies and gentlemen, go. Jake,
Hold on.
do the
First, it's time for another edition of I Hate My Fucking State!
As it usually happens with these Florida man stories, you know what's coming, folks.
Omega
Take ball.
Florida Omega Take Ball!
Oh yeah, Hairball sent me this one the other day.
I came across this one first, and I had to share this around. This is a light entry. So I want to. Unfortunately, they caught their mistake quick. I want to read this verbatim. To honor Jimmy Johnson's 7 NASCAR Cup Series championships earned here at Homestead Miami Speedway, we are renaming the Turn 3 tunnel in his honor. Jimmy Johnson's southernmost tunnel will greet competitors and fans entering the infield.
Racing!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they added, his southernmost tunnel is the southernmost tunnel in the continental United States. And immediately afterwards said, maybe we could have phrased that last part better. And yeah. We have, first off, someone saying it looks like sounds like he has a succulent ass.
Oh.
Oh god. The sad thing is I've seen that in certain gardens. And of course somebody broke out Archer.
Again,
Or
racing!
Yep.
more than one person did.
In health class, I always learned that the southernmost tunnel is only supposed to be an exit and not an entrance. It's me saying, so that's where the golden horseshoe is hidden. And Andy Anderson with the GIF of the week.
Oh God, I'm scared. Oh God.
Right?
Oh God.
It looks like Uranus is behaving badly. And yeah, another person who went with phrasing.
Phrasing boom and both berries out.
Yep.
Oh. And somebody said, "Where's the Wendell Scott Tunnel or Northwest Men's Room?" Another person going, "I salute the Tunnel of Johnson."
No. Jesus Christ.
Of course, I have to end this with straight out of Ricky Bobby.
Oh God damn it.
Here, Lord, baby Jesus.
Oh. These guys can't wait to enter it. What? It's Ace and Gary. At the very least, I'll give Homestead Miami Speedway some credit for the fact that they had a sense of humor about this.
Like, yeah, we fucked up. We're just gonna roll with it. Fuck it.
Yep.
But now it's time for more Florida stories.
Oh yeah.
So first we have a case of Florida man letting a 12-year-old drive a Jeep 85 miles. I'm surprised you can even get 85 miles out of a Jeep.
No. That monk, you misread that. 85 miles per hour.
Yeah, I'm still surprised you can get that fast on a Jeep.
Yeah, really.
So this
Fair
took
enough
place
there, I'm just
in
saying.
Jupiter. Never heard of a Jupiter in Florida.
Neither me. Definitely outside my territory.
Purview? Of course.
So
In fact, I already double checked. Only one story's in my territory.
Yep. Apparently, he let a 12-year-old girl drive his SUV and he told her to speed because he wanted to be a cool father, even though he's not her dad. He got busted when the Jeep made an illegal U-turn and then sped away at 85 in a 45 zone.
You know what? Well, like I said, she's gonna be the real life equivalent to Ricky Bobby. You watch.
Oh, and apparently he got busted buying the girls vape pens.
Oh.
So that's another thing to add on the pile. So next we
You
have
guys
a Pensacola man who attacked an employee.
Back to the redneck Riviera, and he's naked. Oh, of course.
He attacked an employee, stole a car, and tried to kiss an elderly woman. He faces 19 charges after he apparently went on a crime spree that included him exposing himself, hitting a woman, stripping naked, and stealing a car, and more. He is on $243,000 bond.
So basically, this is another one that went on the good old redneck Riviera decathlon.
Yep.
All right. Let's get a poll going. What do you think he was on?
Okay, let's see if there's. Okay, we have a full list of his charges though. And apparently his backpack had weed. I refuse to believe he was just on weed.
That's
No.
That's fucking wet.
Yeah. All right. Let me put it to you simply. I've done weed before. I've been high. Weed don't make you do shit like that.
No, this is wet.
Mm-hmm. So let's see: 2 counts of criminal mischief, burglary, driving with a suspended license, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, battery on a person 65 or over, using or displaying a weapon during the commission of the felony, a throwing star. Again, what's with the throwing stars? Possession
He's a
of a
ninja.
weapon or ammo by a convicted felon, burglary with assault or battery, resisting an officer without violence, possessing a synthetic cannabinoid. Oh, I think you may have been right about it being wet.
Spice. Yeah, that's
There's
spice.
spice. That makes
Better
more sense.
Possession of drug equipment, engaging in a criminal offense with a weapon, possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, exposure of sexual organs, grand theft motor vehicle, and disturbing the peace.
You know
He
what?
is on
I
bail
just thought
for
of
$243,000. He's on for $243,000 bond.
you know
All these organizations that are trying to raise bail money for protesters. Why don't they raise bail money for this guy? This guy is hilarious.
yeah. You know what? I you know what? I just thought of something. You know what I think he's trying to do? Anyone remember General Butt Naked?
I do, but for the benefit of the audience,
Here's which. Well, just go check out Count Dankula's video on General Butt Naked. But the TLDR version, nutty warlord who led a bunch of naked commandos during the Liberian Civil War, and they were batshit insane.
If they're walking into battle buck naked, of course they're fucking nuts.
Yeah, except in this guy's case, he didn't kill anybody. This in those guys' cases, they were outright savages.
Also, Aaron, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, definitely.
Stay off the damn weed.
So next we have the case of the python hunter gone wrong.
Oh.
A python. So this took place in Pembroke Park, which I don't think that's in your area.
Nope.
Yep.
In front of you.
In fact, this is close to the Glades.
Yeah.
Conservationist and python hunter Mike Kimmel, also known as Python Cowboy to his Instagram followers, bagged a female python measuring more than 17 feet long and weighing 150 pounds. It could be a record breaker. But apparently the program record is 17 feet 5 inches. This one may have been 18 feet. The state record is just above 18 feet.
Oh, nice.
But then video got posted on his Instagram with him wrangling with the python and bleeding from his arm.
Uh-oh, he must have bit him.
Yeah. And what if the thing eventually got put down, and he wrote on Instagram, it was a big win for Florida conservation.
Oh God!
Although, I'm not sure if this has been brought up in any articles in Florida. But are pythons an invasive problem?
I'm not 100% sure on that, honestly. That's a little outside my.
It's saying that they do fuck around with the Florida ecosystem, which is why capturing them is a thing.
I guess hey, don't look at me. I'm not an environmentalist.
Now, if it's I have a hard time believing pythons this damn big are native to Florida. I would not be surprised if they were brought in from South America, and because jumping from place to place is how invasive species become a problem.
Yeah, I have a feeling if you said South America, my theory, I bet you he's probably a descendant of those that came down during the Pablo Escobar era.
Could be. So next we have a Ocala man who apparently was trying to punch passing vehicles. 44-year-old Michael Allen Utterback, who was standing in the middle of a nearby road. When deputies approached him, he became aggressive, refused to give his name, and resisted arrest. Deputies eventually identified him and placed him under arrest. He was transported to Marion County and charged with resisting an officer without violence. Apparently, he was trying to punch vehicles as they drove past him.
Let's get the pool going again. What was he on?
Doesn't say, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say meth.
Yep.
I don't know. That kind of anger, that kind of rage, that kind of need to punch something. I'm going to say PCP. I'm thinking PCP.
PCP.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
His next court date hasn't been set, but it'll probably be fairly soon. Let's just hope that if they have to do a virtual court, his counsel is wearing pants. Next, we've got a brawl.
We got a Donnybrook, a brouhaha, a pure sixer,
and this it doesn't say where the Goodwill.
Yeah, it does. I looked. It's in Tampa.
Oh, it's in Tampa. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, this is without a doubt my territory.
Yep.
So we've got 29-year-old Jenna Lee Sims of Clearwater and Paul Edward Turner of Tampa. So you've got a 29-year-old and a 50-year-old getting into a brawl.
Oh, actually, no. This wasn't in Tampa. This was in Clearwater. Still not much better.
Yeah. And apparently the brawl was over the floor directions due to COVID.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
We got a Karen.
You fucking serious?
We got a Karen.
I don't know whether or not either of them counts as a Karen, but as far as I'm concerned, you throw both of them in. But
yeah,
what's the male version of a Karen?
Karen.
What is it? No, there's a male name for it. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but that doesn't matter.
Kyle.
I know it. Kyle. Yeah.
Kyle. See, here's the thing. Yeah, we all understand, even if we don't all agree with it, we all understand why they have those directional signs. And trust, I get sick of the fact that some people don't follow them because we're trying to minimize the amount of risk here. And Florida's already reporting a lot more cases. I mean, hell, just look at the sidebar. Florida reports 2,016 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours.
Woo!
When it comes to the spike in cases, I can't help but wonder if a lot of that has to do with all the damn protesting.
Yep.
That's
actually a lot of scientists are saying that's not the case. Because a lot of these cases are coming. Bear in mind, these cases are 2 weeks ago, before the protests even started. Remember, there's that 14-day period before they hit. So these are all coming in before the protest even started.
But here's the thing that I'm paying attention to. What's the hospitalization rate? Which I don't.
I'd have to look deeper.
I don't think that's been stated, but just showing the list of regardless of anything, that's the point I'm trying to make here is that these signs are there for a reason. Even if you don't agree with them, you don't need to get into a fight with them. I see people I go to Walmart every once in a while because I got to get my stocks back up, and yeah, I get pissed off when people don't follow the directions. But you know what I don't do? I don't try to pick a fight with anybody.
No.
Especially somebody twice my age.
I just go, you fucking asshole, and I just think in the back of my mind, you fucking asshole, and just keep going.
Yeah, well, I don't follow the fucking in arrows when I go to fucking shopping, but I know, I don't get any shit for you want to know why? Probably because 300 plus pound man and Trump walking with a purpose, like I ain't fucking with that.
That's why I just pass you up and probably think in the back of my mind, you fucking asshole, and just keep going.
Although interestingly enough, I was at Fresh Time earlier.
I wouldn't say it, I just think it.
I was at Fresh Time earlier in the week, and there's no arrows up here. Maybe I'm not shopping in the right places.
Well, go to Walmart. I guarantee. I'll bet you $100 they got the.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to Walmart in Minnesota. Everybody goes to Target.
Probably Target too.
Yeah, but like I said, most are like me right now. They're like, "Fuck it, I'm over this shit."
At least wear a fucking mask. At least that's all I ask.
I do think that people seeing these mass gatherings with the protests is basically killing the whole notion of taking COVID seriously. But
yeah,
before we go down that rabbit hole again, oh Shades,
yes,
what time is it?
Oh, my dear friends of the Monastery, it is time for us to laugh at the NPCs, the SJWs, and the Karens of this world, because it is time for 2 minutes of hate.
Oh man, hate. Man, you corny. Next nigga say something while I'm talking is getting shot.
And oh boy, we're starting
more
off
CW firings because fucking woke skulls just don't know when to shut the fuck up.
So CW fired Hartley Sawyer, who played the elongated man in on The Flash, for quote derogatory remarks.
Let's see here.
Basically, he's getting fired over tweets from 2014.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate this
James
shit.
Gunn
I hate
situation
this
all
shit.
over again.
I hate this shit more. If there is any aspect of cancel culture I hate more than anything else, it is the idea that things you say more than 5 years ago are going to come back to haunt you. That pisses me off, and I'll make a simple why. Even 5 years ago, things were different. Maybe not as different as maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, but still different. You cannot do this modernistic mentality of or presentism.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot do that. All right? If give them a chance. Here, my honest policy on this. If it was 5 years or later, give them a chance to even if it was recent, give them a chance to say, I fucked up, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And if they stick to that, you give them another chance. You don't fire them on the first mistake, especially if they didn't even realize it was going to be a mistake 5 years ago.
Shades, you're forgetting something. This is the cult of woke.
I don't give a shit if it's a cult of woke anymore. I'm tired of this shit. I am seriously tired of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I love coming on here, because it made me realize how stupid this woke bullshit is. I am left-leaning, yes, but I will never go fucking woke after seeing the bullshit these people pull. Fuck these people. Fuck them.
Apparently the tweets on the matter date between 2011 and 2014.
But
now,
like I said, it's a fucking cult because these like there's no room for forgiveness. And we're gonna find out, how deep this fucking rabbit hole goes next door.
Oh, you better believe I got something to say about that too.
Oh, you get your soapbox, but I got something special. I got something special to break out tonight.
We'll get to that. Keep your pants on, folks. So the fans of the fans of the Flash are not innocent either, because then they decided to go after Danielle Panabaker.
Oh, for God's sakes! What is your end game, you dumb fucks? What, you want to get the Flash canceled?
No. I'm going to go one step further here, Aaron. They want nothing to exist. They don't want any entertainment at all, because any entertainment is guaranteed to be racist, anti-woke bullshit. So they're going to want to cancel everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you're saying in a case they want modern TV to be like Soviet propaganda?
Oh no! They don't want anything. They don't want anything, because even that, they'll find one little thing wrong with it, one thing that doesn't match their ideals, and they'll want that gone too.
here's the thing. The only part I have to disagree with is the whole notion of wanting, because they don't even know what they want.
All right, fair point, but you get where I'm coming from.
Like you're dealing with people who only know how to react, not think, and moreover, I will be making a musing on this after I finish the move. I already have the script set up for this.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fact that what you have is political junk food. And the thing about junk food is that once you have that indulgence, there's the period of emptiness. But the thing is, that's all they know how to eat.
Yeah.
Whereas we here in the monastery, we believe in having a balanced meal, or meals in my case, because Lord knows I'm not going to be finished with just one plate.
I know that all too well.
Nope.
Even to this day, I still find it cute that you and Lady Kate were like, aren't you gonna be full later on? It's like, nope. Especially since I was getting a workout running all over the place nonstop every day.
You're gonna need that meal.
Like I knew I was gonna need the energy since that's my whole thing. Yeah. I'm the tall guy, and I'm probably. I get the feeling the one thing that's gonna get me thrown out of a convention is me going up to an autograph line and saying, "You're a lot taller on camera."
Oh.
I'm willing to bet some of those voice actors would actually consider that a good joke.
I don't. But then again, I doubt they throw you out because most of their security are fucking manlets.
Hey, the con I go to, they're good people. Don't worry.
What are you talking about? I like the Brute Squad.
Exactly.
But
they're good people.
Then we had this whole thing with Sakimi-chan.
Oh, here we go. I was hoping we get a chance to talk about this.
Same here, man.
Now, fortunately, right after this happened, she went right back to work. So it's like this. She was like, it's a case of put out the statement and then get right back to doing art, because their posts afterward have been focused on just the art. So I don't think she's in any danger of getting canceled. And Dr. No's trying to guess my height. No, you're 1 inch off. I'm 6'6".
Same height as Michael Jordan. Anyway, I had to throw a fucking block party with this one. Especially a couple fucking cosplayers I used to follow. They went full on cult. I was like, "Get out, bitch!" And hell, one of my responses. Here's my response to I think, "Oh my Stephanie." It says, "Oh no, it wasn't her." Well, yeah, it was. One of them was good. That was my favorite one. Is you're evangelizing for a cult? That's my response to her. Now there's one idiot that says some people offered you to educate you, and I basically said, "You smelled indoctrination, woke scold."
Look, there is no. The whole thing happened not because of anything she said, but simply for her liking tweets from Candace Owens and a few other people.
Drink for Candace Owens. Fucking
Yeah.
And look, I think Candace Owens, and unless I'm mistaken, also young Ripa, who he and I don't see eye to eye politically. You
don't like Eric? You don't like Eric July either?
When it comes to the whole notion of statism, he and I are on opposite ends of things. When it comes to other matters, he and I are in agreement. And I agree with most of the points he made in his why I don't support BLM thing, especially the whole thing of all they want is to just be accepted, and he's like, I'm not looking to be accepted by anybody, which that is a statement that I can get behind.
I can understand because Eric July, he's an ANCAP, so And ANCAP, they're not known for their pragmatism, and that's this me saying as a libertarian.
But getting back to this, Sakimi-chan it just seems like she can't do anything without getting bashed on, because it was between this and what happened with the Demon Slayer artwork, which, by the way, this is the only thing I'm going to say on that. Heads up to everybody, I'm going to be doing a review of Demon Slayer in the next few weeks. And I have a segment on my thing called Phantom Paradise, where I shout out fan-made song covers and fan art. Guess who I'm featuring for the fan art?
Of course.
And I will be discussing the controversy and making it very clear that I stand with Sakimi-chan.
Same here.
Dragons actually come closer to the South Park creators. I can't say that because I don't smoke enough weed.
Yeah. But anyway, Shades, I believe you want to do a soapbox on this one, right?
Well, no, that's why I said what I said a minute ago. I don't really have I've made my I've said my feelings on Sakimi-chan and what happened with her. I'm gonna be putting out in that video. I don't need to say it here.
Okay,
but you
know what? But I do have something to say about this. But we're not bringing out the soapbox because we need something stronger for this one, because this fucking lit me up as a creator. This fucking lit me up. And there's one, and you know how we deal with this? Well, gentlemen, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Jesus?
Maybe.
I get it.
Well, they're about to meet him. Savage mode activated.
Now, before you do this, I'm simply going to ask to be mindful of my wishes.
Oh, all right. Here's the deal. Why this is coming from this is for creators that engage in this shit. Why the fuck would you do this? You do realize this is going to hurt back on you 10 times, okay? Especially when some of these people were people that I used to follow. I've noticed a lot. I've unfollowed a lot of the cosplay community because of this. Because they decided to join the cult. Especially, and it hurts me to say this. You guys remember Wanderlust Luca, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe she joined the fucking cult after 2 weeks removed from her protecting her from this these same fucking vultures that are going after Sakimi-chan. Now she hasn't joined the block party yet, but a couple of her colleagues have. But I'm going to say this right now for these creatives. You better watch out from here on in, because if the crocodile comes for you, they come to eat you. No one's gonna protect you. No one's gonna fucking protect you, okay? And I'm also gonna say this right now. All right, I'm gonna say this right now, and this is simply with me, nothing to do with the Monastery, but this is from me. Any creative that engages in this shit, I will not, and I repeat, I will not work with you, and I will block you. Absolute zero tolerance. I do not tolerate people, especially creatives, engaging in this shit. So knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Now, I want to turn a negative into a positive. So, for anybody who at any point ends up getting this sort of canceled or this sort of mob and feels like that there's nobody else they can turn to, there is one place you can go
Oh,
that will
yes.
always be sanctuary and be hallowed ground, and that's in the monastery.
The temple is always open to you. In fact, like I said, like I tweeted Sakimi-chan, you know what? Feel free to come to the temple, and this goes to anyone that feels like like you need some neutral ground to talk about your working, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Temple is open to all, open bar as usual. Just stay away from Mildred's stash, okay?
But before I get into what's coming next, because what happens next actually did get me angry. I want to share an infographic that Carolyn Borisenko brought to my attention.
I like
If
Carolyn.
you haven't watched her channel, I highly recommend it, especially since she
Same.
did a lengthy interview with an SJW. But
she has a YouTube channel? Huh.
Yeah.
I'll have to go look out for that then.
I might have mispronounced her last name, to which I apologize, but I want to share. This is a truncated version of an article called "The Cult Dynamics of Wokeness" from New Discourses, which is a website that focuses most on discussions of psychology. And then these are the cult dynamics of wokeness. Now, I've always made comparisons between wokeness and cults, and this is confirming it. And this was from an actual psychologists. Cults and let me read off what it says. Cult indoctrinations tend to follow very predictable stages. First, there is initiation, then there is indoctrination, and then there is reprogramming. Wokeness is a cult. It might even be, in its broadest functions, a proper religion with a describable and fanatic cult element. Anti-racism, in particular, under its auspices, is explicitly framed religiously and with clear patterns of cult initiation written all over it. First step, initiation. Exploit a core vulnerability. Vulnerability is often deliberately inflamed or manufactured for the purpose of doing a cult initiation. Examples. Did you know you're complicit in racist systems? Or your objection to being called a racist is your white fragility. Also, anybody who brings up the book White Fragility to you and tells you that you need to read it, throw it in the trash. That book is trash, and it is actively psychologically destructive.
Yeah, into the trash it goes.
You may in any other place you may lower your you may think that you need to lower yourself. I expect everyone in the temple to elevate themselves.
That's right.
Second part. Resolve the vulnerability with the doctrine. Cult doctrine is introduced as a way to resolve the emotional distress brought on by the vulnerability, i.e., be an anti-racist, help us dismantle the system and build a better world. The cult indoctrine makes the mark feel morally welcome and good. Now they're doing the right thing where they were doing the wrong thing before. They will deepen the doctrine while informing the mark that they will be surrounded by temptation, especially from broader society. This is the surest first sign that a cult initiation is taking place. It is when this warning starts being applied to friends and family who will be described as failing to understand the depth and value of the cult's doctrine and, in fact, the mark themselves, i.e., they're white supremacists. Step 2. Indoctrination. Deepening of commitment. Usual cult deepening methods include public pronouncements of faith before the in-group community. Remember the people doing the "I will" with their hands.
Oh yeah,
That's
sick shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where we're going with. This will often involve rituals such as group prayers, singing, or outright initiation rituals, which dramatically deepen commitment to a group very quickly. They will make requests to make costly personal sacrifices, like the whole every white man should pay a black man $10. Which what are you gonna?
Or in this case, the following: washing their feet, taking the knee, quote unquote solidarity, but in reality it's submission. There was one where they basically had to lie down with their hands across their back, right? A lot of sick shit.
Yep.
A lot of sick shit.
And of course, a quote from grifter Robin DiAngelo saying, "Anti-racism is a lifelong commitment to an ongoing process of self-reflection, self-critique, and social activism." Don't I always say that there are no graduates from cults?
Nope.
And last, reprogramming. Reprogram an us versus them worldview. cult indoctrinators now try and make the mark's thinking to get completely in line with the view of the world described by the cult doctrine. This will let the mark see the truth of the doctrine for themselves everywhere in the world. That's being woke. In the cult of woke, the mark now has a critical consciousness and is able to see the problematics in everything. This includes in speech, writing, institutions, thoughts, people, systems, knowledge, history, one's past, and society itself. Society is broken into different groups or classes, social group identity, that are oppressive on one side, oppressed on the other, and in conflict over this. That is, conflict theory is the belief that different social groups in society are always in conflict with one another for power and dominance, and that rather than working together in complex, dynamical ways that can be mutually beneficial, they are at war. The whole silence is violence, and the question is not did racism take place, but rather how did it manifest in that situation. I know that Shades. I know that you brought up the alt-right playbook in the past. I want this added to that particular canon.
Oh yeah, a lot of the things that are brought up in the alt-right playbook very much apply on both sides of the fence. Especially in this day and age, like a lot of that early stuff he put it out was, has now started applying to all sides, and it's I see it every day, and it's like, what the fuck?
Because the thing,
and because of
the
that,
thing is what we're doing here. That is the one thing that they hate the most.
Yeah, because what we do here at the temple is like it, whether they want to, whether they say it or not. Well, it's sort of a deprogramming.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Yes, I will never get rid of my more left-leaning views, but at the same time, I see what the extremes left is doing, what the woke is doing, and I don't want to be a part of that either.
Now, the reason I bring this up is because of the fact that Origins Game Fair is one of the big trade shows in the tabletop realm, because that's the one that has the official endorsement of the Game Manufacturers Association, which is the thing that's been around since the 70s.
Wow.
So they were going to have it this year. Origins was going to happen this year, and also Origins is where the Origins Award comes from. It was going to happen, but because of the COOF, they decided to go for a digital version called Origins Online. But apparently it's been canceled due to the fact that apparently, even though they put a we believe Black Lives Matter and all that, and a couple of statements, they didn't prostrate hard enough, and now they got bullied out, and the whole thing is fucking canceled. How many
fucking flagellants?
And here's the thing I need to make absolutely clear. Anybody who is not one of the big two in tabletop will take every opportunity to get a PR they can fucking get. That's why I don't hold certain people, hold it against certain people that they would do that they would take part in bundles like that itch.io bundle, because I'm pretty sure for a lot of them they're starved for any bit of attention that they can get for their particular stuff, because of how drowning out the big two are. That's the reason why I do all the goddamn interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And especially now that all the conventions are canceled, because for a lot of developers, that's where they get themselves noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see this whole thing when I see Origins Game Fair getting canceled, you want to know what I see? I want you to imagine this. You have been working on a given role-playing game, board game, what have you, for years upon years of back-breaking work, and you go to this place to hopefully get some eyes on your product and get people talking to them, and get people talking about your game, whether through demos, whether through just a simple booth. You want to know the place that I end up spending the most time in when I'm at MetroCon, Shades?
The tabletop room.
Yeah.
Oh, dealer's room. Oh, close enough.
Like I'll go to different booths. I'll look at what they have. I'll probably grab a couple T-shirts. I'm still salty that I couldn't get the Get Good gym because that shirt was made for me. Yeah, it was the Get Good gym. If you ain't dying, you ain't trying. How could I pass that up? The problem was that that shirt wasn't in my size, so I had to pass up on it. I may get it in the future, but through that I was able to find out about certain comics like Flipside, which is actually pretty good. I was able to find about a solo dungeon crawling card game, and I talked a great deal with the developer of that. And when I see something like Origins getting canceled like this, the people who worked their asses off to try and get their thing noticed have that completely thrown under the rug because of fucking politics. How many potential sales that'll put food on their table is worth having a life matter? Huh?
Yeah. Sacrifice everything to the cult. You know, this starts to sound like this is like a more successful version of fucking televangelism, if you think about it.
Yeah, and I hate TV evangelists too. And here's the thing. I know Geek Native is gonna defend this, but I'm not. Because I have had so many stories told to me about how appreciative various devs have been when it comes to the opportunity to come onto the show and have a platform to talk about their work, because of how very little they get that opportunity to do it. And that's something that I take to heart. That's why I take a lot of pride in having 130 different people come onto the show in the last year. And I hope to do more, because everybody's working on something, and there's way too much out there to simply just sit by and go, woe is me.
Yeah, no shit.
To quote the doctor, I do not have time for the luxury of outrage. And that's why there were a few people that I had to cut off because they had this attitude of if you're not supporting BLM, then I don't want your business. And I'm like, bye,
bitch.
Because movements will come and go, but at the end of the day, people will still want to play.
That's right.
So if I were to do that whole with us or against us thing, which we just talked about, and that's the reason I brought up that infographic earlier, when this whole thing passes, what will I have left from that? Will the people who supported me because I happened to say the right word support me after the fact? No. They're going to be going off to the next defensive thing. And I'll be left in the dust with half of an audience.
Exactly. You know, and like I said before, you know, they're gonna start evangelizing this shit from here on in. I guarantee you, it's gonna start with fucking BLM. You watch. They're clinging on to whatever far left cause that comes up, and you know what will happen to most of them? Look at anyone remember Moldy Locks?
Mm-hmm.
That's the end result.
Mm-hmm.
Not even once, kids. Not even once.
But then we've had this whole thing, and this is a case of stretching it way too far. Of all the things to, so apparently there's been a movement of people trying to get any sort of positive image of police officers canceled and taken off TV, including, of all things, fucking Paw Patrol.
Yep.
Even I gotta call bullshit on this. My son would have a fit if he found out this kind of shit was going on, and he's fucking 5.
Yeah, and by the way, Zeltrax was talked to Fleur the other day about his folks being pretty pissed off that Live PD was canceled. He was pretty annoyed by it, but I explained to him, listen, the reason your show got canceled was because of due to ineptitude, which he's talking about the Power Rangers when after RPM that they canceled it for a few seasons. But in their case, this is the end result of a woke mob, and I explained to Zeltrax where I know it's annoying that they're pissed off about it, but I can understand their fucking pain. And in Paw Patrol's case, this could be Live PD times 1,000.
Now,
it's like, I can't watch my cartoons because of count.
Now, the argument is that there should be no look, there are bad cops, but to argue that because of that there should be no positive depiction of police officers is overplaying the hand.
Yeah. All right. Let me throw this out there. Even I think that there is some issues with the system that needs to be fixed. I don't know if defunding the police, even in the context of
abolishing the police, no way. Now reforming.
Let me finish, Aaron. You keep doing this. Even in the context of it be in the way it's been explained, I have issues with the idea of trying to spread things out. I do think, though, that the system needs to be fixed because clearly something isn't working. That being said, that doesn't excuse the idea of trying to completely erase all even references to police and media just because you have issues with this. We do need to make sure that we make it clear that that police have a purpose. Even with whatever new system we come up with, we're going to need people who are going to have to deal with the criminals, deal with the psychopaths, or at least the actual criminals, all right? Mm-hmm. Even if we create the social workers and all the other systems that are going to deal with most of the issues, you're still going to need people that eventually all their options are gone. You need to send in the boys in blue. That's going to exist. So to remove them from the picture completely is not going to work. And that is why this thing is a piece of bullshit.
Exactly.
And then so during the PS5 reveal, one of the things that was brought up is Miles Morales getting his apparently instead of doing a full game, they're doing this as an expansion to Insomniac Spider-Man, which I think is a bad call to do. Like, take the plunge, man. If you're gonna have him in there, give him his own full game, or bring both of them in as a kind of master and student thing. That was always my suggestion.
Yeah, really.
I know that one angry gamer said that nobody likes Miles, but that's not true.
No.
Miles.
I think Into the Spider-Verse kind of proved that is bullshit.
Miles was a popular character for years before that, and there was a kind of dad joke relationship between him and Peter, because I know it might be easy to put him in the same vein as Femthor and other things, but in this particular case, they did it right because he's made it explicitly clear many times in the comics he has no desire to be just the Black Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when a Instagram post was shared to him that in one comic about how someone was saying how cool it is that there's a Black Spider-Man in New York, he was like, I don't want to be the Black Spider-Man. Like, he did not care for that at all. And CBR, first off, drink for CBR is trying to argue that the game that the first game's cop problem needs to be addressed, namely the fact that they're not doing all cops are bastards or something like that.
Fucking cult.
Or show the fact that Spider-Man works closely with the police, including having his own equivalent of Commissioner Gordon, who is really sick of your shit.
Yeah, Rika.
Yeah. Thus, and also there's the fact that if I get the feeling that somebody was triggered over the running gag that is Spider Cop. Which I love that people actually cosplayed what a Spider Cop would look like. But the whole argument that they're going with is that you shouldn't have any positive portrayal. That's why I'd argued that people who do the whole all cops are bastards things are immature.
Yeah. I have family that either are currently in the force or used to be. My uncle is a retired sheriff's officer. Yeah. I can tell you from straight up experience. Now, obviously, yeah, I'm white, so you could people will make the argument that I've got the white privilege thing. I'm not even gonna get into that bullshit. That being said,
we don't work with original sin politics here.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying I'm not getting into that bullshit. I'm agreeing with you. That being said, not all cops are evil. Yes, there are bad cops, and for fuck's sake, they need to be dealt with. I think George Floyd's proved that clearly. But to say that all cops are bad is wrong. The system can be broken, but the people in it aren't inherently evil, and to say as such, regardless of anything else, is stupid.
Yeah. Now, the next one that we have is the fact that, well, you know how we said that they're going to eat their own. Well, now they're going to eat it. Now they're going to try and eat Rowling.
You see, J.K. Rowling. You see, ma'am. We try to warn you. I told you what would happen if you keep prostrating these fuckers. I always keep saying the crocodile's gonna eventually eat you, and you know what? Dinner time.
And it mostly has to do with her concept on the whole gender question. And a bunch of people are trying to cancel her. Some people are trying to put this particular sin on the same level as H.P. Lovecraft's racism.
Oh God,
drink.
And as Dragon points out, there was that whole time when she said that she would house refugees, and I don't think she actually did.
Nope.
No, in fact, you have a gated community like everybody else in your clique.
Yep.
And to be honest, when it comes to the trans debate, I don't give a shit. It's a case of if you demand that I accept your pronouns without treating me with respect, then you're gonna get mocked like anybody else. Like you guys know that I may be an ass, but I'm an equal opportunity ass.
Yep.
Now, with that said, I do have a bit of bad news. The streak is taking a 1-week vacation.
Yes, the streak has ended.
And that's simply because 2 of the 4 there just wasn't enough to work with.
Especially bitch Thesta and freaking Take-Two.
Yeah, it's I mean, the closest I could come with Bethesda, there was barely anything aside from the EB thing we talked about last week. And with 2K, the only thing I could find that was noteworthy was Zion Williamson being on the cover. I mean, there is the whole thing of the models not matching up for the upcoming PGA game, but that's not enough to get on the docket. So no quartet alert for you guys, and at least this time I didn't have anybody hounding me asking if there was a full quartet alert. Looking at you, Mr. Mo.
Looking at you, brother Ball.
God damn it.
But that's not to say but we do have two of them, and the first of which, and this will be a somewhat minor thing, is the asshats of Activision.
Phenomena. 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 Sucks.
Now, this one is a minor issue, and it mainly has to deal with the Warzone for Modern Warfare. Season 4 is putting out its update, and I'd like to show the size for the whole thing.
Oh,
For
God.
PS2, 32.5 gigs. For Xbox One, 44.3 gigs. For PC, if you have Modern Warfare and Warzone, 45 gigs. If you only have Warzone on PC, 39.6 gigs.
There's a question I have to ask. Why the big ass fucking file size? There's got to be something that justifies this.
You know what it is? Because look at the last line. It will only take up an additional 4 gigs of space after the install. So what they're basically doing is that's basically the full game being sent to you to add that extra 4 gigs of space. It's still fucking stupid, but my God.
And
This,
I know Homer, compression is not a lost art because Doom Eternal was only 20 gigs.
really? It was lower. That game, I've heard it was bigger than the original one, and yet the file size was a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It can be done.
Well done, Ed.
I think it was either 20 or I think it was around 20 or 40 gigs. I'll have to double check later, but the point is that it was a hell of a lot smaller. And keep in mind that's with all the new changes to id Tech. So compression can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it has the advantage of the fact that it's their own in-house engine, but still.
Well,
Yeah, the full size, 84.82 gigabytes.
or which game we're talking about?
Warzone.
Jesus. Well, Red Dead Redemption was like 100 plus gigs, but that was
Modern Warfare and Warzone, yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
a big game.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get on Red Dead Redemption 2 for having a large size. I will.
Yeah, that's justified.
I will get on, say, the Last of Us remastered for having a large size, or Uncharted 4 for having a large size.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
But the fact, and it's fucking Warzone. It's one mode. It should
Exactly.
not be
Christ.
I was never a big fan of the idea of separating one mode like this. And yeah, there's a large map when it comes to Warzone. What?
No?
All right, let me just post this in the council.
Okay.
Oh,
This is one of the replies to the tweet.
Ah! Reminds me of the 32X. Remember that shit?
Oh, Jesus H. Tap dancing Christ.
Yep. The biggest rival of Sega is Sega,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because that was during that pissing match between Sega of Japan and Sega of America.
Oh yeah.
But the next one is something I found out about thanks to Legacy Killer. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for EA, egregious assholes.
What did the game do wrong this time?
Now, I first found out about this thanks to Disney Star Wars is dumb.
Let's see here.
So,
Oh, look at this.
this
God.
this
The game
has to
gets
do
triggered.
with the Galactic Heroes mobile game. First off,
Yeah,
Dreams for
Galaxy of
Mobile.
Heroes.
Yeah,
Oh
Galaxy
yeah,
Heroes.
here we go. The game can't take criticism.
Pretty much. So the whole thing was broken by Vern from Kiwi Farm saying, I think there's some new shit flinging going on involving the developer of one of the Star Wars mobile games and its fan base that started a few days ago. I think Galaxy of Heroes, but I could be wrong. Not familiar with the game or its player base at all, but given the recent track record of the franchise since 2012, I'm going to guess something along the lines of the devs did something shitty, fan base called them out, devs proceed to insult their fan base.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
And General Friendliness responded saying, based on a very brief look into this, it is indeed Galaxy of Heroes and it's EA and Capital Games related. They're taking down videos and being extra stingy. They even got their middle-aged super shills butt mad because they're betraying the community by shutting down videos, attacking content creators, removing perks, etc., etc. Funny thing is, the first guy believes DICE cares about him because of EA Front 2, even though the only reason they pretended to care was because they got slapped with legal threats, bans, and shutdowns on a government level over their gambling system. Looks like they're all mad and calling the Galaxy of Heroes games and EA and Capital's Marvel game shit now, despite dedicating hours to it.
Oh my lord.
So, and then we ended up getting a bit further in, but
I'm about to cut out, guys. All right.
all right.
Right.
So
Take care.
So one person has said, and I think this is telling. Speaking to Capital Games and Capital Games only, I'm praying you guys aren't this stupid. Why is the world, unless you have zero brains, why is the world ban someone with 150,000 subs that endorses your horrible game getting banned? You guys grossed $1 billion, and I guarantee that half of you feel good about scamming Anald and the rest of the community just to go home and be unhappy with your life. And so apparently he got one of the biggest supporters and a big time YouTuber for the game who had made a lot of videos for it gets banned because he was critical.
The fuck?
And that's why people are saying that a Naughty Dog was pulled. And yeah, I could definitely see this. And unfortunately, I'm not going to shed a tear for this because it's a mobile game. Who gives a shit? Like we know how mobile game. You guys know how mobile games go. I know how mobile games go. I have no sympathy and I have no fucks to give. But the what drives me up a wall specifically is the fact that there are people who give a shit, and they deserve better than this.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody's gonna go to bat for you so hard that he's willing to dedicate hours of his time making videos. So yeah, EA, fuck you. Also, Lucas, fuck you too.
Yeah.
But that is going to do it for this particular instance of the Monastery. Now, as I mentioned last week, over the next few days, I will be in the process of moving to the new place I have. On Tuesday, I'm going to be going mostly offline because of the fact that that's when my service is going to be moving from this place to the new location, and I'm going to be doing a whole lot of jumping about as a result. This also now I don't think now we are trying to do the move as quick as possible, so I don't think it's going to affect regular programming. And the review for next Saturday has already been scheduled, so I don't think you have to worry too much about that. If it comes to a situation where I am unable to do the podcast because I'm still waiting on things to get settled, I will put out a tweet on the matter, and try and have it shared. I don't think it's going to come to that, but if it does, then you know. And Doctor, no, I'm not technically in the Twin Cities. I'm way out from there, and I'm gonna be. And once this move happens, I'm gonna be further out. But the thing of it is, I don't want if the thing English. It all comes down to making sure that I'm able to perform. And if I'm not able to perform, I need to be transparent because I have to abide by my sense of ethics. And that's how things are going to go on that front. Now next week will be Relics, and then the week after that will be Final Fantasy week. I'm going to start that on with the introduction video on Sunday and the remaining videos Monday through Friday of that week. I've already got most of it set up, and I'll have the rest finished before the deadline. And of course unless there's some act of God, next week will be the next iteration of the Monastery. I'm gonna go yell at my internet provider in the interim. But until then, on behalf of the good brothers present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking